Hey everybody, welcome. Breakfast with Bob from Native Challenge Roth. My name is Bob Babbitt, brought to you by HOKA Fly Human Fly Master Spas, deboer wetsuits, Outrigger Kona Resort and Spa. Stay longer, save more. And of course, our Challenge Athletes Foundation, we've now raised $191 million and sent out over 52,000 grants to challenge athletes all over the planet. And we've had a number of our challenge athletes racing here at Challenge Roth, which is the event of Mr. Felix Walchshofer. Thank you again for always being so generous with your time.
Thank you so much for coming back, Bob.
I love being here. I think we started in 2013,
yes.
Right? And then we filmed the movie, We Are Triathletes, in 14. It came out in 18. And there's just watching the growth of the event. Does it blow you away how the event has grown just in the last decade?
Yes, it is. Because it's like, if you see the last decade, it maybe doubled, I would say.
It has, right?
Yeah.
Even with COVID.
Absolutely, yeah.
That is unbelievable. And back then, we had Rudy Garcia-Tolson, double above knee amputee, attempting this race. We've got Mohamed Lana, a Paralympic silver medalist and bronze medalist. He's going to be competing here. You've always been very open to, if somebody wants to give this a try, they can come. Wheelchair athletes, Beth and Liza James, it doesn't matter. I always say triathlon is an equal opportunity abuser. It doesn't care. Big, small, missing body parts. Yeah. Is that part of what you love about this?
Yeah, absolutely. We want to be the most inclusive race. And that goes down that we have in the stadium, we have a platform for wheelchair spectators. We take care for steps that spectators, for example, who are blind, have a good time here. So it is very deep in our roots.
So I know that a lot of event directors send out a note after the race asking for feedback, and they probably toss it away. But you look at that very seriously, and a lot of that gets implemented the following year.
Absolutely.
What did you learn from last year that you're implementing this year?
We had 25 changes from last year, all based on the athlete survey. So that was an app, for example. Then we have new bike rack systems in T1. So we're looking at it from all angles, and our athletes help us, and then we get better every year.
So when I look at Challenge Roth, Ironman Hamburg, Ironman Frankfurt, 3 cities in Germany, all of those events sell out in a second. What is it about this country that people are so triathlon crazy?
Well, Roth started in 84. 88 it was first Ironman Europe. There was no other Ironman. And then in 2002 we decided to go independent and created Challenge. And I think it's the history of the sport here. If you look on the world map of triathlon, there are 2 cities that strike out. That's Kona and Roth. And we've always been here. We've never changed place. And we've always been in the same community. The community is getting more and more supportive every year. And thousands of athletes are in homestay families, 7,500 volunteers. You have to imagine the Berlin Marathon has 4,000 volunteers. We have 7,500. It's
that's amazing.
It's a magnitude event,
So for... with working with him, and you're one of those people who likes to be collaborative, who works with everybody.
Absolutely.
With Frankfurt, with Hamburg, you guys talk about, hey, what date are you doing next year? How can we work together? Is that something that's...
Yeah, absolutely. And it goes even further. The race director from Frankfurt wanted to come, so we invited him. Scotty Rue is coming, Jesse Dubé is coming, PTO is coming, family is coming. So we are this little neutral Switzerland here, and everyone is meeting, and I like that. I like the idea of working together, being together, and bringing the sport forward as a whole.
Well, and Scott DeRue, I think, coming with his background at University of Michigan and at Equinox, he knows about collaborating and working together.
Absolutely.
And it seems like that's something that he wants to do.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. When he came into power, he wrote me an email, said, hey, everyone told me I should give you a call. And I said, we're very welcome. And in the call, I said, hey, have a look.
Why'd you come?
Come over.
Because you guys learn from each other.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. We have to collaborate. We have to bring the sport forward as whole. And that's what we try to do.
I've seen it in the States. If a sponsor is treated poorly by an event, they get out of the sport. They get out of the sport. And if volunteers aren't treated well, that word gets out there that, this, not that event, but this sport doesn't treat people well. And it hurts everybody.
Absolutely does, yeah. We treat our volunteers really nice here at the Festplatz. We have volunteers that stay for 2 weeks. We have our own campground. They can come here with even sleeping containers. We have 2 spas, one hot, one cold.
Wait.
Pool bar
for volunteers.
For volunteers. We have 4 physios working here from morning to evening for our volunteers. They can inscribe in the morning. So we do a lot. Those are amazing people who come and work with us, for the athletes for 2 entire weeks. We have 7,500 volunteers, and we have a waiting list for volunteers.
Waiting list for volunteers. Yeah. Where that is something that is really difficult for races to get volunteers. Absolutely. Most of the time.
But it's about, we want to appreciate them, and we want to show it to them, and we invest in them, and then they come back.
And on what do you do a volunteer party afterwards too, right?
Sure. We even produce a huge film, 45 minutes. So we throw a huge party in the big tent, food, drinks, all free. We have a huge lottery. Condor, one of our big sponsors, is giving away tickets, worldwide tickets in the lottery. And then at 9:30, we all move in the stadium. And then in the stadium, we show the volunteer movie 2025 to all our volunteers. And that's then the very last thing we do at this event.
That's wonderful. So, athlete-wise, when I look back at the classic moments from this event, I think back to Lothar Leder, when it was still Ironman Germany, going sub-8.
Yeah.
And that morning, I'm sure you were there.
I was there.
You were there. I remember that morning, he had a flat tire, and he was running around like a crazy man. And I'm like going, this guy either is going to go really fast or he's going to blow to the moon. And he went really fast.
He went. And he didn't even have a watch.
No.
It was all on his...
he just on feel.
Absolutely.
He went on feel. And then you had the classic race with Lothar and Chris McCormick.
It was a breakthrough event for us because it was the second year of challenge. And with those 3 seconds apart, that videos went viral, went worldwide. And 2004 we were sold out, and now we are sold out in 30 seconds.
I didn't realize that was so early in the challenge history. Yeah, because those guys, I remember Chris McCormick saying, he was saying, riding with Lothar, and then we get to the run, and he goes, I'm going full out. And Lothar said, this next part might get pretty fast.
Yeah.
And Mayback was like, the next part? What were you just doing? And both of them just laying on the ground. That photo was everywhere.
Absolutely. It's really nice. Lothar and Nicola coming every year. It's absolutely amazing. And Chris has just written to me that his son wants to compete here.
Is that the
best?
When
he competes, he's coming back as well.
He'll come back as well.
Everyone is meeting here. Jürgen Seck is coming back. So
we'll chat with him tomorrow. I love that, seeing our history and our future in the same place. Then the classic moments with Chrissy Wellington going 8:19 and 8:18, running a 2:44 marathon, and Jan Frodeno, and then what we had the last 2 years, where first you had Annie Hogg going crazy 2 years ago, and then Daniela going crazy,
and then Annie.
So Daniela, I remember we were yelling to Annie, Daniela's 10 minutes ahead. She's going, don't tell me anymore, because she was like in third or fourth. Tell me where second is. I don't care about first. I can't get it. Then last year she comes here and goes 8:08. I think it was 8:08. And then Laura Philipp just went 8:03 at Hamburg. So we have to be thinking.
Well, I honestly think, especially after a lot of talks with her husband, with Philip, that we can have history repeating.
Right.
1997, Lothar Leder, 8 hours, under 8 hours. And why not?
That would be really, really special. What I'm really excited about is I've been talking about this event in San Diego for years, and we have 34 members of the Tri Club of San Diego in specially designed race kits who are so excited to be here. Having those groups from other parts of the world come here, how important is that for you?
It is absolutely important. We actually have a split of the entries 50-50. I only give 50% away to the Germans because otherwise the Germans would take up all the
every
slots.
spot.
Exactly. So in registration, it's a 50-50 thing. 50% for German athletes and 50% for internationals. We have 108 nations competing. USA is on place 4, which is absolutely stunning. It has never been this way.
This is the highest we've ever been?
Highest we've ever been. Then we have a lot of Canadians as well.
Yes.
So North North America is extremely strong this year. It makes me extremely proud.
Yes.
And it's amazing. So 108 nations, everyone together, all here in Roth.
Well, and we'll have the other groups that we're talking to, Rocky Mountain Triathlon Club, Salt Lake City Triathlon Club. I know once they see what San Diego's doing, they're going to come.
Yeah.
And everybody, a couple of them went to Stuttgart to see Ed Sheeran concert.
Yes.
And then they're staying afterwards to go to Tour de France. The timing of Challenge Roth is perfect for someone to come and spend another week following the tour.
It's summer here in Europe. It's beautiful wherever you go at that time. The tour is on. There's a lot to do in Europe during this time, and it always makes sense to spend a few more days afterwards.
I love the balance between you and your sister in terms of the initiatives. You know, with the pink shirts, with the women run that was added a few years ago, the kids events, the fact that both of you were balloon kids starting out here. How do you guys, you know, having a partner in an event, how do you guys balance who's does what?
Well, and it's not only me, my mom and my sister, but everyone in the team. We are 14.
Okay.
Everyone has their tasks, and they are fully responsible for it. They have full budget for it, and the common goal is that it's the best event ever, and that we exceed the athletes' expectations. Doesn't matter from what angle, and it's really, really good. So my leadership philosophy is that I explain my vision. And then I let my people do. And they're the best people in the world. I'm so proud of them. And they have over-delivered. So I'm very, very proud.
From a perspective for professional athletes, this is a really good era because you have Challenge family. Yeah. You've got Ironman. We got Ironman 743. We've got the PTO, Super League. There's a lot of places for pros to make a living. And I'm guessing that keeps those guys in the sport longer. Which means more people are aware of them, which means they draw more attention, they get more eyeballs on social. That is a positive if pros can make a real good living doing the sport.
Absolutely, yeah. This is we see ourselves as a big stage where we invite a lot of different parties, media, pro athletes, age group athletes, expo participants, everyone. We are just a stage. Right. And we have to make the stage as beautiful as possible and then let the games begin.
What is your favorite part of race day? Because you're out there on your moto, with your leather jacket, with Felix on the back, everybody knows who you are. You're able to go through the field a little bit and talk to athletes and talk to volunteers. How do you see your day, and what's your favorite part of it?
I start very early in the morning. I meet all the police forces when they all meet up in the morning at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then they go out on the whole course, close down the course for us. And then I go to the transition. That's a magical moment because normally in the morning there is fog sitting on the channel.
Yes.
And then out of nowhere, 10,000s of people come to the canal, and the balloons go up on the other side. The little church on top in Heuberg is ringing the bells for the athletes, and it's a very, very magical moment. And then we go out on the course, two-loop course, which the biggest hotspot is Solar Hill with 50,000 people. It's like Tour de France.
Yes.
It's absolutely stunning. In the year I did it myself, I've ridden
2014.
I've ridden over it with the motorcycle. But if you do it as an athlete, I was very lucky that I had my sunnies on because I was crying. It was so emotional. And then we come back to Roth into T2.
Yes.
First part is on the channel, which is really lovely to run, but a little bit lonesome. But then you come to downtown Roth, Market Square, then you go to Büchenbach. They are completely mad over in Büchenbach. They are really cool in the HOKA fly zone. And then it goes back to the stadium here. And we've made the stadium even bigger, so we fit 10,000 people in the stadium.
How many people?
10,000.
10,000. So there's, and this 3 weeks ago was grass.
It was just grass and the Finnish gantry.
The Finnish stays.
Finnish stays all year because it's the main tourism attraction of Roth.
The Finnish, so people come here all year long to take photos underneath the Finnish.
Yeah, the mayor asked us long time ago to build a construction that we can leave there the full year, so it's fully implemented in the ground, and then there's this grass and just the gantry. Yeah. And then it takes us 3 weeks to build up the stadium. And it's the same company that builds up the volleyball stadiums at the Olympic Games. Yes. We use the same provider.
What did you learn from the year you raced that helped you as a race director? Because you see it's a different perspective when you're racing.
Yeah. The camaraderie amongst the athletes in Roth was amazing. I had I think a 4-hour walk on the channel,
which we call marathon.
Which we call marathon, yeah. And it was amazing the people I got to know there. And then I met a personal friend who was also racing in a relay. He was doing the marathon. He was really bad as well.
Yes.
And it was just nice. It was so nice, and the personal touches that our volunteers put towards the athletes, it's amazing, absolutely amazing.
And last year, Jonas, yes, what he did, 120?
120 on 120 consecutive days, beginning in May, ending in September, and the whole community was crazy.
Every day, more and more people came out.
He's called the German Forrest Gump, and out of a reason.
Absolutely. And we had him on before he started.
Yeah.
And when he said, I'm 120, most people would be happy to do one in their life.
Yeah.
And he's doing 120 in 120 days.
Yeah.
And didn't seem to get injured, didn't seem to have issues. And I know early on that water had to be cold.
Yeah.
And when he finished, the water had to be cold.
Yeah. No, it was a great year last year, and it was a good advertisement for the sport, because a lot of the kids were running a K with him, 5K with him. So many people got into the sport. It was a really, really good year. But you asked me about my sister and my favorite point of the day. It's actually created by my sister and her husband Bernd.
Yes.
It's the laser show.
They created that?
Yeah. We spent €50,000 on the laser show for 10 minutes, and it's gonna be crazy. Does a triathlon need a laser show? Surely not, but this is exactly what we want. We want to invest in this event. We want to exceed the expectations of the athletes. We want to send them home with a show that they'll never forget, and we'll want to end their day with something they never forget. So the laser show is definitely...
That was your sister?
Yeah.
I love that. That is. So what's next? What can you do? I mean, it's like you've got this event with basically 6,000 people out here participating.
Yeah.
What do you do next? How do you expand it? Or how do you make it better for the 6,000 that are there?
Yeah. So at the moment, my brain works until Monday evening when we have the volunteer party. Then we stop thinking. But we're always afraid about exactly that question. And last year I got that question as well, and I said, let's see.
Yes.
I mean, it's bigger and better than ever before. And the athletes help, the team helps, everyone has new ideas. We learn from the year before.
Right.
We expand the workforce we have, the colleagues. We have more people coming in by October, 2 new full-time employees. So by that, new ideas come in, fresh ideas come in. And that's, I think, also my leadership approach, Let them do. Just explain the vision.
Stay out of the way.
Exactly.
That's what I love about it is you find people who are advocates.
Absolutely.
And they're going to bring other things to the table that you never thought about and make your event better.
Exactly.
It becomes their event.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They take ownership. And as all our volunteers, every volunteer takes ownership. No one here in the county says, it's the race of an anonymous company or of the Walchshöfer family. They say, it's my event.
It's a family event.
It's my event, and it's my athletes, and I take care of my athletes. I'm a homestay family. Those are my guests. And that's the pride that everyone here in this county takes.
What I've always been surprised at is I think what you do with the relays is so important for the sport, because people need a welcome mat. They need to feel, they invite, I'm swimming at the pool. All I do is swim. Once they get in that water and swim, the next year they're going to do, maybe they'll do a swim in a bike, maybe they'll do a swim in a marathon, maybe they'll do the whole thing. But once they get their feet wet, they're in. But you've got to have that welcome mat for them to do it. Are you surprised more events don't do relays?
Yes, I think relay is really, really popular. Relay saved us in the first year when we were nearly broke.
Yes.
When we were sharing athletes with Ironman Frankfurt, because our athletes from Ironman Europe then split half to Frankfurt, half to Roth. And with that amount of athletes, we couldn't survive because we kept up the quality that we had at Ironman Europe, and then even wanted to expand it. And that was that
was a low point.
Yeah, and so we created the relay teams, and it's very popular. Our title sponsor Datev, one of their main interests are the relay teams. They have nearly 50 relay teams.
They do their own.
Absolutely. They have formed training
groups. Yeah.
So it's a very, very big thing.
I love it. Felix, always appreciate taking time to chat with you. Congratulations on what you've built here. And part of it to me is when I go to that finish line and see the emotion. The pros have their emotion, but the people who are changing their lives through our great sport and through your amazing event is pretty special.
Yeah, this is why we work for Bob. When we get emails and calls afterwards and athletes say, okay, after the birth of my child and my wedding day, that's number 3. And this is what we aim for. We want to create memories here, and we want to create something that stays with our customers and athletes for the rest of their life.
Felix Walchshofer has been our guest again. We are at the Challenge Roth. Hold on, everybody. We will be right back.